أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله أشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. We give all the praises and the thanks to the Almighty, Source Creator, the Creator of everything. Brother and sister, as we often say, we're part of the creation. The rules and laws that govern the creation also govern our anatomy and physiology. That is our body, our body. When we violate these rules, these laws, these regulations, a disease can occur. A disease can occur. And most people don't understand these rules. They don't know the rules of health, the laws of physics, the natural laws, the universal laws, the speed law, the pH rule, the iron rule, the sulfur rule. Most people don't even know about any of these things. But that would be the reason why the person would be sick, as well as what we eat, what we drink, and the chemical and substance we expose ourselves to would affect our cells, their structure, their function, their behavior. And this is why the person is sick. They're not sick because they didn't take some pharmaceutical drug this morning. And they're not sick because they didn't take some herbs or some health concoction that they put together. That's not the reason they're sick. The reason they're sick is because they ignored their cells. They ignored their cells. That would be the reason why the person would be sick. So every week we have this program called Optimal Health to bring people attention to why people would be sick, to bring people attention to where sickness come from, and as well as health come from. Health come from our cells, brothers and sisters. If we take care of the needs of our cells will reward us with good health. That's how it works. It works no other way. Health comes from our cells, not from the doctor, not from drugs, not from technology, not from exercise, not from drinking 8 glasses of water a day, not from taking supplement. Health comes from taking care of the needs of our cells. We've done all of the others. It doesn't come from food, even though we need food to give us sustainable energy. Food has an upside and food has a downside. Many people do not understand the downside of eating food. And that's what we'll be talking about today, the downside of eating. And we'll be talking about bad cooking make people sick. It is bad cooking that make people sick, and they don't even realize it. Who's cooking your food? You? Fast food? The restaurant? Somebody that do not love you? Somebody working for money? We should love on ourselves, brothers and sisters. That means we should love cooking the food to provide for them. The human being, the energy, the personality housed in the body do not nourish themselves with physical food. That personality needs knowledge, the truth, enlightenment. That's what nourishes that person, the facts, information, good information, usable information. That's what nourishes that person. But it's the physical food that the cells need. And you have to select your food, or you should, scientifically, and cook your food scientifically, and learn how to live on this planet scientifically without getting or catching a disease. This is how it is. The Almighty did not create disease. We created disease, brothers and sisters, from our mistakes. Now we have a school that's teaching people like myself and others who wants to know the truth, how to select their food, cook their food scientifically, and live scientifically on this planet without catching a disease. This is how it is, brothers and sisters. This is what it's all about. If you don't follow the rule and you break the rule, then a disease can occur. It is as simple as that. So we welcome you and we thank you for joining us today here on Optimal Health on AM 360. Optimal Health on AM 360. And our topic of concern today will be bad cooking make people sick. Bad cooking makes people sick. So we're going to talk a lot about food. A lot about food. So if you know someone that you love and want to have participate from this information, please call them now. We're going to get started momentarily. We're going to mention a couple other things, then we'll be getting started. And we thank you again for joining us here on Optimal Health on AM 360 with your host Abdul Shaheed. And we have our guest that's already arrived, Mrs. Rita Taylor, who's also a certified symptometry health coach and in the doctorate program at the American School of Symptometry. Absolutely amazing. So we thank you once again for joining us here today on Optimal Health on AM 360. Brothers and sisters, here is basic information, basic knowledge that we all should know. And we all can benefit from it if we know it. True science is verifiable. So people have been talking about science these days. What's good science, what bad science, what's verifiable science, and what's bogus. A lot of different sciences on the internet. Some of it is bogus. Some of it can be verified. And we should follow the verifiable science, brothers and sisters. True science is verifiable and unchallengeable. You can question it all you want, but the facts are the facts. And when you're in violation, then a disease can occur. This is the point. Bogus science is not true. And this is the difference. Symptomatic science refuses to follow medical science in its wrong-headedness, making it different from medical science. Its focus is on the cells and blood, nothing else, because everything else is secondary to cell and blood. Human life comes through our cells and blood. We have to understand this. Which transport forces, the blood transport forces. Our body operates through force and energy. Through force and energy. This is how it operates, brothers and sisters, through force and energy. I hope we get in the picture. I hope we get in the picture. Not through molecules, not through herbs, not through drugs, not through supplements, and manipulation and rerouting the circulation. These are the facts. Therefore, ignoring the needs of the cells in our blood, and there'll be many blood impurities circulating in the person's blood. Did the person remove those impurities? No, they didn't. They just keep adding impurities. They just keep adding to it. They don't remove them. So what is happening when they don't remove them? We have to remove the blood impurities, brothers and sisters, often, because every time we eat food, every time we breathe the air, every time we drink something, there's going to be blood impurities in it. And they'll be circulating in our blood, jamming the cell, jamming our tissue, jamming the organ, causing problems. Then we will have blockages and calcification setting up. More problems. Therefore, ignoring the needs of our cells and blood will cause health to be constantly denied, health denied. In every way, twist and turn, your health will be denied. And you'll be running back and forth to the doctor. This is what will be happening, going back and forth to the doctor. Mrs. Rita, how you doing today? Assalamu alaikum.
Assalamu alaikum. We're delighted to share with the audience, our brothers and sisters, that the food we cook and eat can kill us. And we just want everybody to know that you are the cause of the disease in your body. Nobody else but you. So we want to share with you how you can avoid that.
Absolutely. We thank you so very much for joining us once again here on Optimal Health on AM 360, where we help people to understand where health comes from and also understand how to fortify their body, their cells, the DNA from diseases, to prevent diseases, how to fortify them, how to fortify our body from head to toe. We have the ability to do just that. Brothers and sisters, we're going to get started in just a moment. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. We're going to try to share our screen and see if we can get this show on the road. Give us one moment. Thank you so very much.
People get sick all the time. However, even after years of research, physicians don't have the faintest clue why most sick people find themselves in the predicament they do. Will they just accept the same treatment without truly getting to the bottom of what is happening to them? Not anymore. Symptometry draws attention to your cells, the building block of your being, allowing you to understand what needs to be done and paving the way for self-correction. Developed by Dr. Maxwell Nardi, symptometry is not medicine or even its alternative. It is a study designed to fill in the void left behind by the most common scientific fields. Symptometric science has proven time and again over 31 years that chaotic eating and living are not in the best interest of the cells. It's about time we change that. To understand symptometry, dive into a whole new world of cell-based knowledge and profoundly appreciate human cells' work. Get your copy of Symptometry and Symptometric Science at a Glance by Dr. Maxwell Nardi now.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters, with Abdul Shaheed and guest, Mrs. Rita Taylor, is with us today. And we're going to be talking about bad cooking that makes people sick. That's what it is. Bad cooking makes people sick. And we think we eat for taste, we eat for looks, we eat because it smells good, we eat because I ain't made it, and we never think nothing about ourselves. The human being, the energy, the spirit, the soul, the personality, whatever you choose to call it, does not thrive on physical food. The physical food is for the cells. That personality housed in this physical reality, the human body, must have the truth, must have knowledge from the Almighty in order to thrive. It is the cells that need the food, so you need to know what the cells requires. Those nutrients and resources that they require, and they are in charge of our health, not the doctor, and you're not even in charge because you make the wrong choices all the time. You don't even know what to choose to eat because you never went to American School of Symptometry. Now we're bringing some of that information that we've learned. We're taking it upon ourselves, brothers and sisters, so we can stop people from being sick. We're not supposed to be sick and have a disease where our body is falling apart. We only have diseases and we're only sick because of the mistakes we make. Nobody's teaching us. And our parents didn't know, so they passed on their mistakes to us and we keep repeating them. The purpose of life, brothers and sisters, whether you know it or not, is to correct mistakes, not to repeat them. So we can move forward to make progress, advance ourselves in mankind. That's it. If you think it's something else, we sit here just a lollygag and have a picnic, you're mistaken. The Almighty chose you for a reason to come here and not to lollygag around. To do something, you have a mission in you to do something, but you won't be able to do it and find out what it is with your health falling apart. Won't happen. You'll live a lifetime and never carry out your purpose, your mission, your reason why you are here. You never find it unless you produce neurons and neurotransmitters to do it. That's the key, brothers and sisters. Our health must be intact. It must be optimized, improved. And that's why we're here. So, Mrs. Rita, we're going to pass the mic to you, and you can begin this discussion about how bad cooking makes people sick. Thank you for joining us today.
Assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters. I'm a student. I'm a student at American School of Symptometry. I'm in the doctoral program, and I'm a certified symptometry health coach. But what the information I'm going to share with you is knowledge that you won't find anywhere. Only American School of Symptometry is sharing that with you because your health is important. Remember, the reason you want to be healthy is that you want your cells to be healthy. If your cells are healthy, you are healthy. And the food that you choose make a huge difference. How you prepare your food make a huge difference. What kind of food do you eat? How do you prepare your food? Do you know that how you prepare your food makes a difference between going to the doctor for a pill and not going to the doctor at all for the whole year? I'm here to share with you that as of July, I have not been to the doctor. I haven't been sick because I am preparing my food scientifically. Because what goes into my mouth belongs to me. It belongs to my cells. And I want to make sure that everything that goes into my mouth is what it should be. So today, we're going to share with you some of the mistakes our parents have taught us, and we have followed that, and we can correct it so that we can be healthy. Again, do you know that when you cook your greens, you're supposed to be open lid? You're not supposed to have your greens covered. Why? Because there's an ammonia in greens that need to be evaporated. How many people do that? They cover it up, and you know why? Our body produce ammonia, so you don't need more ammonia. Again, it's scientifically proven, and it's something you need to know. Do you know that you're supposed to cook your peppers and carrots if you eat them for at least 3 or 4 hours before you eat them? How many people are doing that? They cook it for 10 minutes and they gobble it up. Do you also know that you need to avoid food like chocolate, eggs, and vanilla, and cheeses, and dairy products? And do you also know that you need to cook at least your meat for 6 hours or more? Do you know that? Or do you put on a grill for an hour and you chop it up and you eat them? Again, these are scientific facts that we're sharing with you. It's verifiable. Why? Because we don't get sick. Because we do them. I mean, I prepare my meat for 12 hours because I want to make sure that any poison, anything that they put in the meat is neutralized so that I can have the amino acid in my body. Again, does anybody tell you this is what you need to do? That you need to put your meat on a grill for an hour or 2 or 3 and then it bingo. Again, it's cooking that makes a difference. So we're here to share with you. So cooking is not for the faint of heart. You need to make sure you cook your food scientifically. Why? Because it'll make a difference to your cell. As my brother said, it's your cell that we're talking about. Because if the food that goes into your body is supposed to be nutritious and supposed to be nutrition for your cell. Because if it's not, it's going to kick it out and come out as feces. So you need to make sure your food is cooked scientifically. Okay. So why are we recommending that you cook your food? You cook your meat more than 6 hours. If you're eating peppers and whatever, you need to cook it more than 4 hours. You need to avoid certain food like chocolate and everything. Look, I used to be a chocolate addict before I came to Centometry 10 years ago. I used to be. I loved it. Day and night. They said the dark chocolate. Whew, you couldn't get me. I'm out there. Go to the store. That's what I'm grabbing. Now I don't even, when I walk by, I don't even know that it exists because I don't look at it and I don't care and I don't eat it. How many of you are eating a lot of dairy products? How many of you are having allergies when you do that? Where do you think the allergies come from? It comes from the food. So, brothers and sisters, the food that we eat can poison us, and how we cook it can make a difference. So, I've shared with you on that one. Okay. So, why do we need to cook our food scientifically? Especially, it reduces arterial tension. What is an arterial tension? It is known as blood pressure. blood, if you have good high blood pressure, it will prevent stroke, diabetes, blood, hyperemia, aneurysm. How many of us know of brothers and sisters that have died of aneurysm? The rupture. I've seen a couple of people. Okay, ammonia poison, as I said in the beginning, all your greens. You should never cook your greens covered. They need to be uncovered for, depending on what it is. If it's collard greens, gosh, I cook mine for almost 3 hours because sometimes the collard greens can be tough. So you cook it until it's tender, but you don't cook it with the lid on. You need to remove the ammonia and phytol, which are poison to your blood. How many people are going to tell you that? So during the holidays, people cook greens. Do you know how long they cook it? But you go in there, you enjoy it. But that's okay. I just want you to know that when you're cooking it yourself, you need to make sure that you don't cover it for the hours that you're cooking. So don't cover that, okay? How many people do you eat fast food and raw food? Fast food, it is the bad thing to do because it have toxic metals for raw food. The salads that you eat without even cooking them. Everything in your body needs to be cooked. No raw food. No raw food. Because it has all kinds of viruses and fungus in there. And how many times do you hear a recall of this lettuce that they call the, E. coli, all that stuff? It's all there. But we forget that it is our health here. So again, we are saying that you need the way you cook your food make a difference. And anything raw, we do not recommend anything raw. Okay. So you're going to get sick. And when you get sick, you're going to go to the doctor. And what would they do? They will give you some pill, which is IKIL, which, okay, it will make you even sicker because IKIL will remove hydrogen. And your body needs hydrogen because hydrogen is part of water. So again, what you do to your body while you cook the food will make a difference in your life. Okay. So how many people have hypertension in this group? How many family members do you know that have hypertension? Oh, I know a lot in my family. Okay, but then they've been on pills for 20 years, 30 years, and they're still taking it and they still have the hypertension. I'm saying, why are you taking the same thing every day and no results? Do you ask yourself why? Because it's not working for you. The reason you have hypertension is that, you have not been able to eat starch. And also the starch that you eating is supposed to have preservatives in there that you need to know. It's not starch, it's the preservative, and the preservative in the starch, okay, include a couple of preservatives that you need to know that you don't even, it's calcium propionate, sodium benzoate, potassium bromate. These are some of the preservatives that needs to be in the starch you eat because it's required by law. Okay? Because if you eat any bread, if you eat anything, you will have to have preservative in it. So how can you neutralize the preservative in the flour and everything else? No, you cannot. But the law said they have to have the preservative. So what are you doing about it? And when you eat them, what does it do to you? You get bloated and gassy and really exhausted after a meal. And I just want you to know that the preservatives are required. But sometimes it's here to help you so that you can select your food and make sure that you have less preservatives in your body. Okay. The FDA also require, they regulate the food that we eat. They regulate that and insist that wheat, sorghum, and barley and corn, before they turn into flour and harvest the starch crop, they have to have preservatives. Why? The preservative extend the flower life and also inhibit mold and bacterial growth, in the flower. So you do need that. But how many people know that? You have flour that can sit on your shelf for years and years, and you say, "What happened?" Well, we have preservative in them, making sure that you do not have diseases with that. So preservatives are part of us, whether we like it or not. We are boxed in. How do you make sure that you learn so that you can have less preservatives in your body instead of more? Okay. Again, we we have to follow the law. Okay, the U.S. Department of Agriculture required that farmers to spray corn with these three items, Blitons and Carbaryl and Cytham. They need to spray them because some of them are effective in killing corn rootworms, earworms, and full any worm. So they have to do that so that people can get sick of it. But if you know that, then we can help you with the way you prepare your food, can help you also. Okay, and also the U.S. Department of Agriculture required that soybean farmers spray their soybeans with these, with a preservative here, and the pyrethroid, Bliton to kill the leaf beetles and mites, alpha and zeta cytosine to kill grasshoppers and Japanese beetles. I mean, they have to spray them. That's the law. So every time you get these things, it's been sprayed with preservatives. Okay? And some of these are preservative and pesticide are notorious for shutting down your gland and making sure that your hormone imbalance, such as your low testosterone, low high estrogen, and low progesterone, all of that. Okay? Small breasts, a short cervix, large breasts, all these are caused by the things, the preservatives that we've been eating. Heavy menses, sometime twice a month, or sometimes you it's so heavy that you don't have one to have it. Again, the question is, do you ask yourself, why is this happening to me? Because there's some preservative that you're probably eating that you know of, because every food that you eat has some form of preservatives, and you need to know that. And symptometry is here to help you, teach you how you can make sure that you select your food scientifically, cook it scientifically, to limit the preservatives that you have. Okay. And U.S. agriculture also required that wheat farmers spray their farms with paranoids such as silencer warrior and mustard wax, and also the organophosphate such as losban and dimethyl. Here is what these preservative insecticide do to the starchy crop that people have for breakfast that turn into big bread, donuts, croissant, and cakes. So everything you're eating has some form of preservative in them, because if they don't, there's going to be a lot of stuff. You're going to have fungus here, all that. So they're doing their job, but how can you minimize it? And symptometry is here to help you do that. Okay, so when they spray these, they spray the wheat germs and stuff. They make, they make, there is a three starchy food called gluten, glutenin, and glutenin, and they are all problematic because of the arteries. It really entangles in your arteries. And the entanglement is so severe that gluten becomes so tense, causing capillary collapse, um, disease numbness, tingling, difficulty breathing, muscle knots, chest tightness, bloating, feeling exhausted after a meal, and needing to take a nap after eating. Has anybody gone through that? Or are you anybody in your family gone through that? That every time they eat, they have to take a nap. They're so tired. Do you know how they're cooking their food? Do they know that, you know what, we all have preservatives, whether we like it or not, it is part of living. And symptometry is here to help you to minimize that. Okay. So, do you also know that there's starch from cassava and corn and tapioca? Are they better? That is a disaster coming to happen. Any bread or such a food, and heart failure will be inevitable. Nothing entangles your muscles and nerve fibers more than gluten. The gluten and gluten are the three starchy foods that you need to know about. Okay, and if you have problem with starchy food and stuff, symptometry is here to help you. For years, the keto diet promoters have blamed starch for being the villain when the real villain are starch preservatives. The preservative in starch is something we need to contend with. And the more you know, the better off you are, so that when you eat them, you know what to do. So the question is, what should people eat? Because you have to eat, but you have to be smart about your food selection and how you cook them, scientifically. How many of you know that when you bring vegetables from the market and stuff, you need to prepare them scientifically? Again, you wouldn't know that unless you enrolled in symptometry. The school, American School of Symptometry, will teach you how to prepare your vegetables, how to prepare your meat, how to prepare your fruits, all that stuff, so that you know when you eat them, what is going into your body is healthy and is healthy for the cell. Okay. So let me ask you a question. How many people eat potatoes and tomatoes? Yeah, we all, if you do, it has solanine. Okay. And solanine is a poison. But how many hours do people cook potatoes and tomatoes? Okay. Sometimes 2 hours. They cook tomatoes too and stuff. But research has known that 2 hours is not enough because the solanine is still alive after 2 hours of cooking tomatoes. So, how long should the tomatoes still be on the fire to completely neutralize the solanine? Well, go figure. And so, I don't eat tomatoes ever since I find it's a poison, because either way, it's not good for my cell. So, something that's not good for my cell, I don't eat them. And though I don't have to mess with it. But if you have to eat them, then make sure that you cook them for the length that you're supposed to cook them, not 1 hour, not 30 minutes. You need to cook them longer. Okay. So, how many long should potatoes be boiled to neutralize the solanine? Go figure. Again, people have been poisoning themselves and becoming addicted to all kinds of bad habits, and they say go to the physician for treatment. But what can they do? They don't know about food science. They don't study food science in medical school. So they're going to give you a pill. Hmm. So good luck on that. So again, rice, people eat rice. Rice is a preferred food for a lot of people, but you rice in a small amount because it contains arsenic and methionine. Okay, but you can also have noodles, rice noodles, wheat noodles, and vegetable soup that is well cooked meat, are excellent combination to prevent many diseases. Okay, I eat rice permanently, very little. Once a week or something I'll eat it, but I try to stay away from it because it's arsenic and it has methionine in there. Okay. So now that you know that the food is there, how you cook can make a difference. Because if you want to be healthy, then I advise you to cook your own food. Yes, you can go out and eat, go to the restaurant on that periodical, but if you go there every day, then remember they are adding preservatives and everything to you and everything pesticide on there that you don't know how it's been prepared. So anyway, it is up to us to be selective. Okay. There are no shortage of bad cooks in the world. Most of them are our mothers, our aunties, and our loved ones. Okay. And they were assured that it was the best way to cook and they accepted it. But do we have to accept that today? Let me tell you, I'm going to be honest with you. When I came to Centometry, I didn't know how to cook well. My husband was the cook in the family. And of course, we were eating chaotically. We were eating all the stuff that we are not supposed to eat. And when we have to switch our lifestyle from that chaotic eating to cooking scientifically, we saw a difference. The difference is that my husband, and I'm going to share with you as a testimony, whose kidney was about to was told that he's going to be on dialysis in a month if he does not, dialysis within a month. And he was a medical doctor himself. And we came to Centometry, and Dr. Nacha said, no, you're not going to, be on dialysis in a month. What did we do? We changed our lifestyle. We changed the way we cooked. We prepared our meat differently. I prepared my vegetable differently. I did everything that the doctor asked me to do. And I'm here to tell you that within 6 months, okay, we went to the doctor who said you're going to be on dialysis in 6 months. And of course, we see our doctors every 6 months, especially if you are a kidney patient. And we went there and they said, what happened? Why are your things stabilized? Well, we changed our food. We have some particulates that give the person power, strength, and pressure, and some molecules. And you know what? My husband never went on dialysis. So I have a testimony. And so that's it. Well, if they can help him with that, then who am I not to follow the guidelines of symptometry? Because if you do, you will be better off for it. So that's why I'm sharing that with you guys. So if you have a problem, symptometry is here to help you. But there's a heavy lifting though. I tell people symptometry is not pill popping. You have to want to change. You have to want to change your food, the way you cook your food. It is important, it's critical the way you cook your food because that makes a difference to the cells. Okay, so anyway, as I said, I didn't know how to cook, but I've changed and now I cook for myself. I've spent a lot of time in the kitchen because I wanted to be healthy. And I'm here to report to you that no problem when I go there and have my visit for my annual tests and this and my kidneys, my heart things and all this stuff, everything checked out right. So if I can do it, why can't you do it? If somebody who was told that he was going to go on dialysis was spared because we run to symptometry and we change our lifestyle. Again, that's where the heavy lifting comes in. You have to be producing the neurotransmitters to say, this is what I want to do, and stick with it. You cannot just go in and out and say, well, it's hard. I don't have the time. Oh, nobody has the time. But remember, your health is your wealth. If you're not sick, do you go to the doctor? Do you have to go there and make a copay? You don't do. So you are investing in your health, and that's what Centum is all about. You come to our school, you invest in your health so you don't have to go to the doctor and pay all the bills and take all the drugs that you don't need. Drugs you don't need because drugs are bad for the cells. I haven't taken drugs for over 25 years. Before I came to something, I wasn't taking drugs because I didn't like it. But I didn't know the science behind it, that they were removing the hydrogen in my body, and hydrogen and water are together. So when they remove hydrogen, they also remove the water because they go hand in hand. And what happened? People have, dry thing, dry skin, whatever. What do you think is happening? They're removing it. So we're just here to tell you the truth. And we have verifiable science, as my brother said, we do. And it's in the results. One thing about symptometry is that you see the result yourself. You see the results. And when you see the results, nobody have to tell you anything. You will see it. And when you see it, you will know that you're in the right place. Okay? Um, so, scientific cooking is something that we need to follow. We shouldn't follow culture like, oh, in my family, this is how they cook this thing, this is how they cook this. That's culture. And culture can kill you. You need to follow the science. And the science said this is how long you cook your meat. You cook your meat for that long. This is how long you prepare your vegetable. You prepare your vegetable this long. This is how much you prepare when you bring things from the grocery. This is what you do. That's what you do. That is verifiable science. And why? Because we're doing it and we're healthy. And if I'm doing it, I'm healthy. Why can't you do it if you make the time? Okay, so then we also have things like, oh, my aunt cooked it this way, my grandmother, especially during the holidays, this is what I need to do. And so it's no, that's culture. I see eyes are open. You say, no, my aunt cooked it this way, but I'm going to change. And when you change, the benefits are there for you. Okay. So they will always say that high blood pressure is genetic. Nothing is genetic. It's because we've been doing the same thing from mother to granddaughter to grandma to great grandmother. We're doing the same thing, cooking the same food, doing the same thing. So you get the disease. It's not genetic. Genes are flawless. They're not genetic. Nothing is genetic. It's the way you're cooking your food. Food is everything. And brothers and sisters, that's lemonade. We have to eat. You can't starve. You have to eat. Okay. So I'm going to share with you about sickle cell anemia. How many of you know? I have two nephews. One is 10 and one is 20 who have sickle cell. Okay. I mean, did they, what is sickle cell? People say it's genetic. No, it is not. Okay. There are two proteins called acronin and spectrin, and these two proteins that maintain the correct shape of the blood cell. How horrible is it for the cook to cook protein? So muscle proteins are unavailable for the red blood cells. Many hereditary diseases result from terrible cultural cooking habits passed on from parents to great grandmothers and ancestors and on and on. Okay? So a sickle cell patient who takes pharmaceutical drug will never recover. Unfortunately, they are tied to the physician, and when you tell them that no, it is the protein that needs a protein disease and it can be cured. It can be cured, brothers and sisters. It's not genetic. Don't get this idea that, oh, sickle cell, it happens to African Americans and stuff, and no, it is a protein disease. And when you're ready to embark on that, call Brother Saheed. We have the solution. There's nothing that we cannot fix if you're willing to do the heavy lifting. Again, I tell people it's not popping pills. No, anybody can do that. But what can you do to make a difference? How do you cook your food? How do you prepare your food scientifically? Verifiable science. How do you follow up? How consistent are you? You can't do it one day and then tomorrow I say, oh, I'm too tired. I can do that because you have to eat. You have to prepare your meat. You have to prepare your vegetables. You have to go to the market. You have to do all that stuff. Yes, because it's your health and your cells are crying for help. So feed me, but feed me well. So if you know of anybody with sickle cell, it is not genetic. It's a protein disease that can be cured. Okay? So I want to share that with you. So when you hear about genetic thing, no genetic, because genes are flawless. Okay? So I just want to share that with you. Um, so, I mean, again, talking about the sickle cell, I mean, the red blood cell become crooked, like a sickle, in the person's stomach because they can't produce enough pepsin and protease, and the pancreas can produce carboxypeptidase, trypsin, and chymotrypsin, and the cells can produce peptidase to convert peptides to splicing and acrine. Okay, so when you hear about sickle cell, remember that there is a solution to that. But how many people wants to believe that? They believe that it's a genetic and they go with that. We're here to tell you that it is not. Okay? The problem is not the food, but the person who cooks it. It is the person should be aware of the pesticide in the crop and the preservatives in the food. Okay? Our loving mothers have no clue what else was in the food, but just cook so that we can have a decent meal. Do you know that there are pesticides in the food? There are preservative in the food? Do you know that it's an FDA law that they have to do? Because they have to do it, or else a lot of these things will go bad. Okay? So all I'm saying is that I am recommending that you really take some classes with American School of Symptometry and learn how to cook your food, eat scientifically, and prepare your food scientifically. Okay? The other thing is that we have problems with our parents because we tend to follow what our parents do. When your mom cooked it this way, that's how you did it. When your mom said this, that's how you did it. But do you have to make up your own mind because the health of your cells belongs to you and you only? Health is an individual journey. And if your cells are healthy, you are going to be healthy. Okay? So that's the question I have for you. I mean, do you want to be a burden to your child when you get older, so that they have to come and stay with you and take care of you, or you want to prevent those diseases so that your kids can come home and visit, and instead of trying, oh, I have to move in with parents because I have to do that. You need to take care of yourself now, because if you take yourself now, your kids will not have to, you don't have to be a burden to your children. So that's my advice. The way you cook your food, the way you prepare your food will make a huge difference. But how many of us are willing to do that? Okay, so right now, your doctor will not tell you how to prepare your food, okay, because they do not take food science or the culinary science. But in American School of Symptometry, we do have classes where you can take to learn about food and what you can do to prevent all these diseases that we have talked about, the sickle cell, the high blood pressure, all the stuff that you have, the strokes and everything else. How many people know? I know of a person who have had 3 strokes and he's under 50. What is he doing wrong? What is going on? What kind of oil is he cooking with? Is she cooking with olive oil, which I was an olive oil queen, cooking with olive oil instead of the light oil. You're supposed to use light oil. Light oil is healthy for the heart, and oil is heavy. Corn, I mean, all these oils. Some people use coconut oil, they use palm oil. Look at them when it sits, before you go to the grocery, when you go to the shelf, look at the oils, the ones that are heavy, like the coconut oil is already heavy. It's really horrible when you see them. And if you're on palm oil, it's already heavy out there. You can see it. That oil is going to sit on your heart. So is that the kind of oil you want to use? You want to use light oil. So light oil is good for cooking, for frying. Don't use heavy oil. Again, it is what goes into your body, how you cook your food, what you prepare it with. If something is supposed to be cooked for 4 hours, cook it for 4 hours, not one. Don't just put a thing in the summer and put something on the grill for 2 hours and eat them and think that you have healthy meat. No, you're not. You haven't done anything. Meat should be cooked for at least more than 6 hours. So I've shared with you that you are what you eat. And when the doctor said, the economist and the dietitian said you are what you eat, there's a lot of truth to it. You are what you eat. What you eat can determine whether you're going to be a healthy person or you're going to be sick all your life. And the matter of fact that we have American Civil Symptometry, where we're telling you the truth, we're telling you what it is. We've seen some example. I shared you with my husband about to go on dialysis and did not go on dialysis. She came in with all kinds of diseases. She was a medical doctor himself, and symptometry was able to heal and really help him get back to normal. So yes, health is an individual journey, and you need to align your mind with the needs of yourself. Because when you do that, then your cells are going to be happy, because we have trillions, 76 trillion cells in our body, and we need to take care of all of them. And if you don't, then you're going to have diseases, and you're going to be in a wheelchair. You're going to be walking with a cane. All these things is not because you're old. People use old, oh, I'm old, so I can do this. No, old age doesn't have anything to do with anything. It's what you take care of your body, how you cook your food will make a difference whether you live to be a 90, 80, or 60, and prevent the heart attack, the strokes that is killing us. So, Brother Saheed, if you want to add anything, assalamu alaikum. Asalaam salam.
Well, like I said, Mrs. Rita, that was excellent information. And we see we have Miss Yvette here with us as well. You mentioned sickle cell. That's another disease that's closely related to sickle cell. That's called
Thalassemia.
thalassemia. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
thalassemia. People need to know this. And they call this disease a genetic disease too. When the hemoglobin not being attached
Yes.
to the red blood cells.
Mm-hmm.
And the person would be exhausted most of the time. They would have lack of energy,
Mm-hmm.
palpitation,
Mm-hmm.
and just not feeling well,
No.
because you have to have iron-rich blood,
Mm-hmm.
and the oxygen is not being attached. Here's the thing that people don't know: we think oxygen circulates freely in the human body. No, it doesn't. It has to go into the cells. The oxygen must go in the cell, and oxygen must have a chaperone, an escort. And an escort is iron-rich blood. That's what hemoglobin is. And where is blood produced? Why are you going to call something a genetic disease that we're passing on through our genes? The genes are perfected. They're flawless.
Yeah.
There's no disease, no gene for a disease. The genes do not produce a disease. That's no genetic for a disease.
Mm-mm.
We have diseases, brothers and sisters, because we made mistakes, and nobody is helping us to correct them. So if you have sludge, garbage, concretion in the red bone marrow where blood is produced, white blood cells, red blood cells, platelets, and hemoglobin, how is the cells going to produce them properly?
Well,
Consumption has particulates to ionize the red bone marrow where blood is produced.
exactly.
Then you have to be eating scientifically. You have to be selecting your food scientifically, what Ms. Rita been sharing with us the whole time. Chaotic eating, you don't know what you're going to end up with. You don't know what you're going to end up with chaotic eating. And then we have preservative that's blocking things. They are inert substance that won't move once they get in our blood. You don't have what it takes to remove them. They're not going to move on their own. So they become they're caused inertia, like a movement. We already shared with you that blood must move with speed, at the speed of light, in order for the cells to receive their nutrients and resources. That's what you have to provide. It is your responsibility to take care of your cell. So tell us, Walaikum Salam, how you doing?
It's me, Brother Muhammad Mubarak.
I know who you are. Thank you for joining us. I just sent you the links.
Yeah, you did.
Showed up. Thank you.
Yeah, I know. I was wondering where the best way to get the iron, from the beef or from what?
Well, it depends on what meat you choose. Beef do not have enough iron. They have some iron, but not enough heme iron. Heme iron is what we need.
Well, where I get it from, and where do I get the best?
Smoked turkey has the best. Smoked turkey has the best heme iron. Then I have to tell you, I have to tell you how to cook it, because you just can't go to the store and just buy smoked turkey and think you're going to get all the heme iron you need.
Okay.
You have to cook it scientifically, and we'll get together with you and teach you how to do that, because you need to know.
All right.
See, that's an excellent question.
Also, the air, the oxygen in the blood.
Yes, the oxygen do not circulate freely. It must be attached to hemoglobin, and it must go into the cell.
How do we do that?
Scientific eating, cooking, and living. I'll get with you on that too.
Exactly.
How that happens. See, that's why you need the iron. See, if oxygen do not have iron, well, no escort into the cell, no chaperone. See, we think we can just breathe out of the air, and then the oxygen from the air is going to attach and go into the cell. That's not how it operates. It must be excreted into the cell. If oxygen does not go into the cell, well, the cell is not going to be able to use it. It won't have the energy. It won't have the force. It won't have the automation it's need. See, there's automation and force in oxygen. And every cell of our body must have oxygen. Why? Oxygen is the life sustainer. It sustains life.
Exactly.
And without it, you're going in the other direction, death. And you have problem breathing. And the cell cannot produce any essential. That's brain essential, body essential, and cell essential. So we'll get with you, Brother Muhammad, about how to get oxygen in the blood. You have to move and ionize with those subatomic particles, those particularly we keep talking about. Remove the garbage and the sludge from your red bone marrow. People are 50 years old, 60 years old, 70 years old, 80 years old, and never ionize garbage from their red bone marrow where blood is produced. You think you're going to keep producing those nice shapes?
No.
And remove the nucleus so more oxygen can go in? Some people do not have the nucleus removed.
No.
The nucleus is still in the red blood cell. It's not supposed to be there. So you have the oxygen, the nucleus must be removed from the red blood cell in order for more oxygen can get in. But if your cell's not able to do that, then you have less oxygen. And then if you have calcification at the cellular level, well, none of that is going into the cell, no way, because they're blocked. Must be ionized, removed, liquefied. So
okay, what's a good time to talk with you? What's a good time to talk with you about the iron and the smoked turkey?
We'll send you a text after the program,
Okay.
and then we'll settle on the time.
All right.
And those are two excellent questions. We certainly appreciate you asking. And we're going to see if anybody else have a question for our guest before she has to leave.
Exactly.
Brother Muhammad. Anyone else have a question about bad cooking that makes people sick? It's the bad cooking. We think we can cook. We think we got some bad chefs in our community, in our family. They're making people sick, Brother Muhammad. Are you one of those? Were you one of those people?
Yeah, man. I bet people brag about my cooking, but
And tell the audience what you end up with.
ah,
well,
Well, you don't have to expose yourself.
well,
This is what we talk about.
okay.
Go ahead,
Let
Ms.
me
Rita.
let me share with you. You know, one test that I do when I go to the doctor. When everybody goes to the hospital for blood work, right? When you go in there to see the doctor, the first thing they'll say that go, do the blood work. Okay. When you go in there, see, and then they're taking the blood. See how fast your blood flow. It tells a
Yes,
story. It tells a story. If they put the vial there and the sim is full, you have a blood that is moving at the speed of light.
yes,
If they put the vial in and it's slow and they can't get the blood, ooh, you have dirty blood. You need help. That's how I test. I mean, I see a lot of people. The blood won't come out. The blood won't come out. So you know what? We have a lot of dirty blood, but you can make a difference. You can change it if you want to. So I just want you to know that health belongs to you. Your own health belongs to you. It doesn't belong to your wife. It doesn't belong to your daughter or son. It belongs to you. And you are responsible for that health, not anybody else. And when they tell you to do something, do it. Don't just say, oh, it takes so long. Oh, I can cook my meat that long. Oh, whatever. No, do it because your health is at stake. And I'll leave you with a story. My husband did not go on dialysis because we did the heavy lifting and she was spared. And you can be spared. We all have things that we need to work on. But symptometry is not a magic bullet. I can tell you that. It takes a lot of work for you to get to where you're going. So, assalamu alaikum.
Well, Ms. Rita, thank you so very much for
Oh,
joining us today.
okay.
And thank you for
walaikum
all your
assalam.
Okay,
so,
assalamu alaikum. It take heavy lifting. Do the heavy lifting and you'll be better for it. So, assalamu alaikum, brothers and sisters.
Thank you,
everybody
Rita.
stay tuned. We're going to take a short break and we'll be right back. We're going to continue to share information on how to achieve optimal health by reversing all of our bad health habits and poor condition to strengthen our body, to fortify them against diseases. So please stand by. We'll be right back. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. You're like a real servant of Allah.
Absolutely. Yes, sir. Indeed. You got to keep doing it. Be right back.
I'm Dr. Maxwell Narty, inventor of symptometry and symptometric science. Many of you may not have heard of symptometry because it appears to be new. Unfortunately, new does not mean untested. Symptometry has been around for 32 years, since 1991. During these 32 years, I had to conduct several experiments. I had to test the precepts and the concepts of symptometry and symptometric science. After 32 years of testing, the results are in. The results are excellent. This is why you are hearing about symptometry and symptometric science now. I invented symptometry and symptometric science for a reason. What is this reason? The reason is medical science, nutrition, Chinese traditional medicine, acupuncture, chiropractic, Ayurveda, and herbalism created a gaping hole, a large and deep vacuum, bottomless vacuum, that had to be feared. This is why I created symptometry and symptomatic science.
Welcome back, brothers and sisters. That was Dr. Maxwell Norton discussing how and why he created symptomatic science. And this symptomatic science is the science that's based on how the Almighty created the universe. It is universal science. That's what it is, brothers and sisters. Universal science. There's also horrible science out here. Medicine would never discuss how to cook your food, how to prepare your food. It will never tell you because that's not their area of expertise. See, medical science have compartmentalized everything. They have specialists. They dissect the body. They put it in fragment. They fragment the body when the body is all united and work as one unit. Our body is interconnected, integrated, interdependent, and interrelated, and it operates as one unit. But medical science dissect the body, fragment it, compartmentalize it. So cooking food and telling you about how to prepare it is not their expertise. In order to get that expertise or learn how to do that, you must come to the American School of Symptometry and study symptomatic science, brothers and sisters. The medical science, they give you drugs, and all those drugs will have a kill, which will remove hydrogen from the person's cell, and the person will not be able to produce water nor heat. All of our cells, brothers and sisters, all 75 to 100 trillion of them, must have water or fluid in the cytoplasm. They must be hydrated. If they're dehydrated, you're going to have a problem. They will not be able to produce anything to restore your health or keep you healthy. This is how it is. These are the laws. These are the rules that you didn't learn, and no doctor is teaching you. Now at the American School of Symptometry, we teach all of these things. We teach all of these things. So a kill is in every drug. Those occult chemistry that created pharmaceuticals in the very beginning, that's what they put in it, and they still put it in there today to compromise you. A kill is an inert substance that will remove hydrogen from the person's cell, and the person will not be able to produce heat. Do you know people that are always cold? Even in the summertime, they're cold. Their hands are cold. They have to put gloves on. Their feet are cold. When you touch them or shake their hand, it's cold. Their arms are cold. Why? Because of taking pharmaceuticals. With a kill, they have removed heat, thermal energy from their body, from their cells. So you have to remove the damage, reverse the damage done by that. All pharmaceuticals will have a kill in it. And these compounds, they're not good. And they'll be circulating in the person's blood, jamming all the organs and tissue and cells. So other substance that would be in the pharmaceutical, brothers and sisters, would be halogen. These are mineral salts. They have more negative energy than positive. They'll also be in the drug. Then they have to have preservative. The drug must be preserved. Vaccine must be preserved. What are they using? Mercury, aluminum, formaldehyde. We all know about them. They'll make you sick. They're toxic metal. And they get into your cells, and the cells are on lockdown. Oh, cancer can spontaneously come into existence. These are the facts, brothers and sisters. We're not lying at all. We're just sharing the facts with them. So they don't do prevention. The prevention that they do is to screen you so they can give you drugs. They're going to make matters worse for you. The Almighty put our cells in charge of our health. If you take care of them, they're excellent at taking care of us. That's what symptometry discusses. The cell. It's all about the cell, brothers and sisters. You come to the place where you can start learning about the cells. Symptomatic science is all about cells and how to get them to produce enzymes and other proteins and essentials. That's what they do. They produce all of our essentials that will maintain normacy. And when they cannot do it, you will have a disease called abnormalcy. You see the connection? Health is normacy, and the disease is abnormalcy. In our day and time, brothers and sisters, people are going to the medical doctor and getting their drugs getting the pharmaceuticals, and they're getting sicker and sicker and sicker. The whole world is sick. Nobody is healthy. And they're not even improving. That's how bad it is. That's how bad it has gotten. So many sick people in the world. Where are the people that's getting better? So the medical system know absolutely nothing about health, because when they go to school, they study disease. That is the opposite of health. At the American School of Symptometry, we study health. We don't focus on the disease. The disease is the anomaly, it's pathology. That's what your doctors study. And that's fine if that's what they want to study. And then they practice on cadaver, dead people. They don't practice on real live people when they go to school. They can't talk back. They can't complain. They tell them that's hurt. And this is not doing any good. So they fashion drugs. They try to come up with something, but they're not dealing with real people. They practice on animals, rats and bunnies. How's that going to affect human beings? You don't know. So, brothers and sisters, we have everything in our body already to reverse every disease. It's in the nucleus of our cell. It's in the genes. The blueprint is there. The instructions are there. It's in the DNA. If your DNA is missing amino acid, if they become fragmented, the gene will never release the blueprint. So number one, communication has failed. And that would be the reason for you to have a disease. Communication is smashed. You have to know how to restore it. Symptometry know how to restore the communication between the genes and DNA. And then there's another line of communication from the DNA to the 3 RNA. If they're not in communication, brothers and sisters, well, you already know a disease can occur. We are explaining the root causes of diseases. And none of them mean that you need a drug. If your life is at stake and you have trauma, you had an automobile accident, you fell off a ladder, you smashed something, call 911. They're excellent at stabilizing you. But to heal the body, come to symptometry. This is a recommendation. If you continue to take the drugs for 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, your health is not going anywhere. Matter of fact, your health is deteriorating. You need to get your health back. You need to get your brain back so you can become a human being for real, producing all of the billion neurons and all of the 12 neurotransmitters. That's what it takes to be human. Don't be fooled. If you don't make excellent decisions for yourself, you're going in the wrong direction. And that's what makes man go in the wrong direction, his decision making. How are you going to make excellent decisions and choices if you can't produce all 12 neurotransmitters? And when you got plaque in the brain, not enough oxygen. Oxygen is the life sustainer. It holds the keys to force and automation. And it must be in our brain. Every mental anomaly will be because of lack of oxygen in the person's brain. No doubt. And that would be the reason. And no psychology or no psychiatrist in this world have cured mental illness, but one of them. One doctor, Dr. Samuel Hahnemann. And now today, living, Dr. Maxwell Nordy. Because they go to the source of the person's brain or the person's disease. Go to the source. Nourish the brain. You know what it takes to nourish the brain? You know what it takes to remove calcification? No, you don't. To get blood back into circulating in the brain, to rebuild capillaries that nourish the brain with oxygenated blood. You know what it takes to rebuild them? Every time we go through trauma, every time we go under stress, every time something upset us, capillaries that nourish the brain, neurofibrillary capillary that nourish our brain collapse. How many times we're under stress? How many times we're traumatized? Living in this country, that's an everyday affair. Who's helping you to rebuild your capillary that nourish your brain? Too many mentally ill people running around here, brothers and sisters. If nothing is done about it, they become like animals. The animal instinct will come forward in them. And you will see what you're dealing with behind those eyes. And some of us will be shocked and surprised. And some of us would know that this is what happens when a human being does not take care of himself. His health, his brain, his body, all connected, brothers and sisters. So symptomatic science is all about the cells and how to get them to produce enzymes and other proteins or essential to protect themselves from harm, from the substance we've been talking about, inert substance that won't move. How to restore circulation, motion, movement, how to help our cells to recalibrate, re-regulate, self-regulate, self-perpetuate. We have to provide cleaner blood with more oxygen. This is our responsibility, brothers and sisters. This is our responsibility. The first rule of health is that we're responsible for taking care of our own body, not the doctor. You're responsible. I'm responsible. If you don't know, why you don't know? We have a school now set up to teach people everything they need to know. How to help their cells and remove blood impurities and how to become the best person that they possibly can be. Now, who's stopping you? Who or what is stopping you? So you can learn what a human being is and where a human being is and who is a human being. These are the questions, brothers and sisters, that we have to have answer to. All food is not the same. All water is not the same. All beverages are not the same. All fruits are not the same. How do you select your fruits and vegetables to eat?
That's right.
These are questions you have to have answer to. If not, you're going to be sick. If you eat food, you're going to be sick. If you don't eat food, then you're going to die of starvation. What do you do? What do we do? We have to use science, brothers and sisters, not culture eating, not religious eating, not eating for my blood type, not eating and pigeonhole myself to be a vegan or vegetarian. Scientific eating, scientific cooking, scientific living, changing our habit. If you drink alcohol, smoke marijuana, you can't be healthy. There'll be soot in your brain. There'll be plant alkaloids in your brain. Then you're going to become addicted, a bad habit that you can't quit. Well, with the help of symptometry, we can help you to get off of it and remove the addiction. Every addiction, brother and sister, can be reversed if you want it to be reversed. Symptometry is an expert at removing addiction from our brain, because that's where it would be, in the seat of our brain, the hippocampus. That's where it would be. So, brothers and sisters, every week we share absolutely scientific, verifiable information to you, the public, our participant, our listener, our viewer, that you won't find anywhere else, brothers and sisters. You won't find it anywhere else. And be careful going on the internet, getting verifiable information, science to help you. Be careful self-medicating when you don't know what to do or how things are combined. You don't know about chemistry. You don't know about physics. We have a school that can teach us about these things so we can get our health back, to get our thinking back, to become a whole human being once again, once and for all. These are the things that we have to do, brothers and sisters. We have to remove inert substance from the air, from the water, and from the food that gets into our blood. It won't go anywhere without force. We have to create enough force to overcome the inertia in those objects. Let's get it once they get in our blood, not going anywhere. Sometimes it has particulate to remove them, liquefy them. and it has energy to overcome the inerted force, to overcome the force of inertia in them, to get them out of the way so the cell can be properly nourished and open the cell membrane back up. So permease can modify the nutrients and resources before they enter the cell. So the cell will have all what it needs to restore normalcy. I'm explaining to you how it works, brother and sister. Restore that communication, that alignment between the genes and DNA, and between the DNA and the 3 RNA must be restored. We know how to do that. Reversing every anomaly with the help of the person in need. Miss Yvette, do you have a live mic? Another certified symptometry health coach, and in the master program at the American School of Symptometry. I hope she can speak a little bit to help us out this evening.
Greetings. Greetings. Can you hear me?
Loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Great.
Thank you for
Great.
joining us. And we've been, Ms. Rita have the topic today, how bad cooking make people sick. You have anything you'd like to add to that?
Yes. Yes. Definitely. Definitely. So yeah. Woo. Okay.
Some of our people think they're excellent cook, and they're making not only themselves sick, they're making the family sick, and they're making the guests sick.
Yes. Yes. And not knowingly now, unknowingly.
Not knowing.
Yeah. Yeah, unknowingly, we don't want to purposely,
Yes.
right? But unknowingly, due to what food is made of,
Yes.
you're going to have problems if not cooked properly, scientifically. Okay, and I wanted to also add, it's important also to think about your water that you
Yes.
drink. Okay, that's part of cooking. Okay, your water. What type of water are you using when you cook? Can anyone tell me? What type of water do you use when you cook?
You can unmute yourself. Anybody know? They have the answer to that question, Miss Yvette question. What type of water are you cooking with? Are you cooking with tap water or another water? Let us
I
know.
would say pH balance.
When you say pH balance, what do you mean pH balance? Is that from the tap or from a bottle?
I would say from a bottle.
Okay.
Yes, a bottle of water. That's absolutely right. But
Yeah.
what other quality should the water have other than pH? The pH should be, from 7.2 to 7.5. That is good. That is excellent. But what else should not be in the water or should be in the water?
Yeah. Should be electrolytes. Okay.
Yes. We should have
Electrolytes.
electrolytes in the water. Absolutely.
Yes. So make sure we have electrolytes in the water. But that water is a little expensive to cook with.
What else should be in the water, Miss Yvette? If they're going to be cooking with it, it should be free of what?
Should be free of impurities. I mean,
yes, impurities and microbes.
Impurities. And microbes, yes.
And chemicals. And your city tap water has chemicals, it's fluoride. And lead. Have you heard of lead in the water? It's not just in Flint, Michigan. It's not just in Louisiana. It's all over the country. You have lead pipes in your home, so lead is in the water.
Yes.
These are the reasons why you should not cook with tap water.
Yes.
Some people
do. Well, they unknowingly do. Let me go back to that. They unknowingly.
Sometimes, see, the knowledge is here now.
Yes. Yes.
You have the
but
knowledge
we don't want people to feel bad that they're poisoning themselves.
Well,
or
I want them to feel bad and wake up.
Right. But we do need you to wake up to know that water is very important. And I would cook with bottled water and drink the electrolyte water. Okay. And make sure the pH is not too high, right? No more than 7.2.
Yes, no more than 7.5 for sure. Not 7.5, not 8.5, not 9.5, not 10.2. I've heard it all.
Yes, yes. And be careful when you go out to eat. You know, what type of water are they serving you? And are they serving it with ice? Then that's double trouble.
Absolutely.
You're not sure what you're getting, especially with ice. Okay. And if it's well water, river water, we don't know what type of water that restaurants have, or in your home. Where does the water come from? Does it come from well? Does it come from rivers? Where does it come from? It's very important to know, because there are waterborne diseases.
Absolutely.
You have to be careful of that. Not just food caused diseases, it's the water that you drink also. Be aware of that. Water also has a cancer-causing chemical called cadmium. Cadmium. There you go, cadmium.
Yeah, heavy metal. Yes.
That is a heavy metal that can cause cancer. That's in our drinking water, out the faucet. Okay, giving us heavy metals. And if it piles on and gives us a saturation point, we're going to have problems. So it's important to cook with filtered water.
Yes.
Okay, from bottles, because we know that's filtered. Okay, they have to filter water in the bottles because, you know, they sell it to the public. So they have to buy these machines and make sure the water is filtered when you buy bottled water. But from your sink, you know, be careful, because we don't know if it's coming from a well, a river. We don't know, because there's a lot of waterborne diseases that we have to be careful of. Okay. And we spoke about this before, you know, ice, right? Even if it's good electrolyte water, don't freeze it. You know, we have a carbonic acid that's in ice. Okay, another acid that harms our cells, poisons our cells. We have to protect them, do whatever it takes to protect them. We have to study the science, because we don't want no one else to be in charge of our health. Like, we give so much faith into other people when it comes to our health. We don't know if they're producing neurons just because they got their degree and to be a doctor or doctor's license. Don't mean they're producing the right neurons. So we have to be in charge of our own health as much as we can. And it starts in the kitchen. It starts with the type of water you drink, the type of soap you use, deodorant you use.
The
You
soap
know,
you use.
yeah, the soap you use.
Even the dish detergent, the clothes detergent, all these things makes a difference.
Yes. We live on a planet full of poisons and microbes. This is where we live. We cannot avoid them, but we can neutralize them. We can prevent them from bringing us harm, bringing ourselves harm. We can prevent them from turning into a disease. We have that power.
Absolutely.
We now have the power to take care of ourselves, of ourself and our cells, and our family members and our loved ones. We now have the power to do that. We have a choice. See, what they're forgetting to tell us is that there's preservatives in foods. There's allergens in foods that the human digestive system cannot digest. So this is where symptometry comes in. No other therapeutic has this but symptometry. That's where the loophole comes in at from other therapeutics. Everybody has their place. So now symptometry came in, and now symptometry has its place is to take care of the preservatives that's in food, the natural plant diseases, fruit diseases. Fruit has diseases. Fruit, you know, that they claim is so good for us. We have to Be knowledgeable. It's called Earth Smart. We were here to live on this planet, but we got to be Earth Smart. And how do we learn how to be Earth Smart? We have classes once a month that you can come to, and they will teach you. I mean, you know, knowledge is power. It's power. We teach you, you know, bits and pieces here, but if you're anything like me, I was curious. I needed more. I needed more.
Student. Become an advanced student.
Yes.
Only so much we can say on this platform.
Yes. I wanted more, and more knowledge.
Absolutely.
Because it's amazing. And if something makes sense to you, if it makes sense to you, if you resonate with it, that's how psychometry did me. I resonated with it. I felt it, that this was right for me. I felt when my health goes bad, this is the place for me.
Yes.
Because now I know what's doing it. It's the preservatives in foods, the allergens, the poisons that our cells cannot digest, that denature our enzymes so our cells can't digest it.
Right.
You know, so we have to help it out. We now know we have to help it out, because if we don't, nobody else will. Nobody else will. You know, and sometimes people have to, you know, suffer a little bit before they, you know, realize that, you know, there's another way. That there's another way. You know, even your loved ones. We can tell people all day. You know, we have this guy, you know, that can help you. He can help with that knee pain, with that back pain that you're feeling, with your wrists pain you feeling. He can help you with your high blood pressure. High blood pressure. We were not meant to be sick here on planet Earth. We're meant to live here, but not be sick. We're meant to thrive, do what we're meant to do here. Why we're here? To live and to keep living and improve. So yeah, food is important to learn how to cook. The water you drink is very important because we're made of 93, 94% water.
Yes.
So we have to make sure that good water is going through our veins. We don't want no bad water going through there. We don't want to have these waterborne diseases. You know, have you ever ate something or drunk water, you have to run to the bathroom real quick, and your stomach just goes sick and cramping? You drank bad water. There's something was in that water that was bad. So now I got to go through your system. You got to feel all these discomforts until it comes out of your system. So we don't want to keep doing that. We don't. We have to watch what we drink. We have to watch what we cook with. And when we go over other people's houses and restaurants and family members, where are they? What kind of water are they serving you? You know, is it coming in a glass? If it is, where'd they get it from? They faucet? You know, kindly excuse yourself. You know, I always bring my water with me, no matter where I go. I bring my own water. Get used to doing that.
We have two questions in the chat.
Great.
And one of the questions is asking, where can I find recipe to cook correctly? Yeah, somebody just gave you an opening to speak on your scientific recipe book.
Sure. No, what was the question now? I didn't hear it clearly.
Where do we find recipe to cook correctly?
Yes, to cook scientifically. Yes. So I created a book, with a recipe book with the safest 45 foods that you can eat. Dr. Narte Dr. Narte studied the safest 45 foods that's safe here on planet Earth that we can eat. So I created recipes show you how to prepare them scientifically. And if you have any questions, you can let me know on the site there. There's a chat. Okay, so you can visit that, look at some videos, look at some recipes. And if you have any questions, I'm here to answer them. But yes, so those recipes are created to build enzymes. Okay, how does it build enzymes? I've had questions asked me, how does these recipe build enzymes? How? Because you're getting less heavy metals, you're getting less poisons. We're trying to avoid heavy metals, period. Okay, you're getting less saturated fat. You're getting less plant poisons. You're getting less meat poisons. This is how these recipes are able to help you build enzymes. Okay, the enzymes that's needed to neutralize any bonds that slip through. Okay, and while you're sleeping, it's neutralizing and eating up like little Popeyes going in your body, enzymes like Pac-Man, I'm sorry. Popeye is spinach. Pac-Man, you ever seen a little Pac-Man game? They go eat up every little dots. That's how enzyme does. It eats a plaque in your body. Chop, 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 chop. It's eating up the plaque, going through your body, eating up plaque, eating up impurities, eating up undigested foods that got stuck, didn't get digested because it was too much. We ate too much. Okay, we didn't have enough enzyme to digest them. Okay, our recipes are 75-25. Okay, meaning 75 is going to be your starch and your vegetables. 25 is going to be your meat. They're all 3-course meals. We only need 3-course meals. We don't need 4 courses. We don't need 5 courses. We see people with 2 to 3 carbohydrates on one plate. Why you need all that? You got macaroni and cheese, you got yams, you know, you got
greens,
broccoli, and you got
broccoli, got all that mix on one plate.
And you got string beans.
Where's the protein?
It's like they have 2-3 proteins on the plate. Okay, people have more than a 3-course meal. You have to have, more than that. We only have 3-course meals. We don't want to overburden ourselves. They don't need much foods. They don't need much food. They only need 10% of the nutrients for what we eat. That's all. So all this overeating is unnecessary. This is what leaves undigested food in our bodies for microbes to attack. They love what we eat.
Absolutely.
They love it. They love living in our worms. Oh, they love living in us because of what we eat.
Nice warm place and plenty of food to eat on.
Yes. We feed them.
Absolutely.
But they run when we eat scientifically because we're not giving them what they need. We're not using the butter. We're not using the eggs. Okay, so that's what the recipes are about and how it helps nourish the cells, how it helps blood flow fast. We're avoiding heavy fats, saturated fats, heavy metals. We're neutralizing the foods when we cook. We're releasing amino acids so the liver can produce thousands of, so we can get the correct proteins.
Yes.
We can make sure our muscle proteins are working correctly. Without the correct meats, we can't produce our muscle proteins. And muscle proteins are important for us to walk, talk, move our arms, knees, bend our joints. We need a muscle protein called elastin to keep working throughout our bodies. We got to keep it working.
So we don't become stiff.
Yes, we cannot become stiff. We have to get up off the chair and be like, oh, I got to straighten up.
And pain is stiffness in the joint.
Yes. Wait, you'd be like, give me a second, just give me a second, and trying to straighten up. No. Okay, something's wrong.
We have another question too, Ms. Yvette.
Great.
I don't want the time to get away from it.
Thanks for that question.
We have like 10 more minutes now. That was an excellent question.
Yes, thank you.
From our participant. The next question is, what can I do to correct hip pain? Why is the person having pain in the hips, Mr. Vet? Why is the person having pain? We should not have pain because we have 3 excellent pain mitigators that our own cell produce. Our own cell produce the best pain reliever in the universe. And we having pain, something's not right.
That's right.
What is wrong?
Well, something is in the flow of not having the painkillers come to that area.
Yes.
Something is blocking it. So inert substance has gotten in the way. Have you had cookies or butter?
Preservatives,
preservatives, chocolate, ice cream. Have you had cheese?
Butter.
Be careful of those foods.
Yeah.
Okay. If you're gonna have those foods or cheat a little, make sure you have something there so you won't ruin your health. Okay. We understand that it takes time. It takes time to adopt the scientific diet. We understand that. And we're still here for you as preventive. We'll give you something to take, if you're still having those problems, and we'll give you something to ionize the temptation also from your brain. Okay. So something is blocking cortisol and all those from getting to that area, nutrients from getting to that area. So again, that's something like preservatives that you have eaten, some kind of maybe heavy metal. Okay. And unfortunately, no one that I know of can remove those from the cells that are so teeny, 28 microns, right? Who can do that? No therapeutic can get down that low to the low pressure area like that, but symptometry. Okay. And to relieve pain, if it keeps coming back, definitely come to symptometry. Okay. Let your coach know that this pain has been coming back. It keeps coming back. When something keeps coming back, you need a little help to move it along, just to push it. Okay. Push it along, push it out the way. And that's what our particulates do. It gives it power and strength to push that inert substance out the way. It will blunt heavy metals, if that's what it is. So it won't cause the effect of harm in our body. Okay, we can do that. We have to take care of our health. We have to do maintenance.
Maintenance and upkeep, very important. If we don't do it, these are things that happen naturally.
That is correct.
So the person also has to be producing collagen.
Yes.
If they're losing collagen, and they won't have nothing to replace in that joint, or replacing the bone, replacing the ligament, replacing tendon, replacing skin, replacing hair and nail. We're made of collagen. That is our foundation. We're not made of plants, cellulose. And everybody want to eat plate pile up with plant food. You need the muscle protein.
Yes.
To produce collagen. And there's a specialized cell called fibroblasts that produce collagen. And you have to produce enough of them. And you have to protect them. And when they produce enzyme, you must protect and preserve the enzyme. You can't drink alcohol. You can't drink toxic metal and strong acid. People like spicy food. People eat citrus fruit, apples, oranges, peaches, pears, lime, lemon, all that citrus acid. And the apples that have formic acid, malic acid, tartaric acid in grapes. All these fruits that people eat. If you're eating fruits and these strong acid, then you're going to deactivate enzyme. You eat eggs, and that's causing cholesterol problems. And eggs have all oxosteroid.
Yes.
You have plaque, hard as diamond.
Solid.
Solid plaque in your arteries and veins and capillaries, blocking circulation.
By eating butter.
Cells and circulation.
Yes. By eating butter, by eating margarine. Margarine, I would throw away quick. Throw away margarine. Throw away butter. But margarine is worse.
And no nuts and seed. You can't eat them. I don't care how good you think they taste and how much energy you think you're getting from them. They have arsenic and cyanide. That's a poison. Deactivate enzyme. That's what's going to happen. Enzyme will be deactivated. You need to activate the enzyme. Know the difference. So we have to
Yeah.
produce collagen to replace all the joints, our hip, our knees, our elbow, our ankle, our shoulder, your neck. You see people, they hump over, but they're losing collagen. They're shrinking, they're losing collagen. They have eye problems, losing collagen. Everything made of it, even our eyes.
Yeah. We can prevent that now, though. We can start now. People can start now because we haven't done maintenance all our lives.
Exactly.
Right? So you need to start now so you won't be one of those people that's when they get in old age be hunched over. You know, we're not supposed to have old age diseases.
No.
Our collagen has been depleted over the years because of the foods we've eaten, the water we've drank, the beverage we've drunk.
We have a couple more questions.
Right.
One question is, the statement is, I don't drink water with ice from a restaurant. Do you put lemon in your ice? They're always coming around, oh, do you want a lemon? That's citrus acid, strong acid again.
That's right.
And you don't know whether they sanitize that lemon in iodine salt.
That's right.
Whether somebody wash their hand, they cut the lemon. You don't know anything.
No.
Nope. Micro, E. coli, and everything else on that lemon.
That's
you
right.
You have to be thinking like that when you're eating out.
You have to. You have to think scientifically. You have to think scientifically. And that lemon is going to change your pH.
Absolutely. pH.
Be careful.
Violate the pH rule. Well, our streptococcus, staphylococcus, we all born with it. It's coming out and released by 10 or 12 weapons into your bloodstream if you violate the pH rule. And they will mess up your hip. They will start hip pain too.
Yes, yes. Be careful.
Don't violate the pH rule.
Do not take any citrus, anything, especially at restaurants.
Citrus fruits.
First of all, where you get your water from again? Yes. See, I'm on this water kick thing because I'm made of 94% water. So I want to make sure the water's going through my veins. It's the best water that I can get where I'm at. The best water I can get. So get into habit again of taking your water with you everywhere you go. Absolutely. It's just, ladies, put a bottle in your purse. If you can't, put some electrolyte water in your purse.
We have one final question. I was told not to drink bottled water. If you drink water, put it in a glass only. Well, here's the thing. Glass is very, very expensive. And I know most people, if they don't buy plastic bottled water, I know they're not buying the glass bottled water.
That's right.
So the plastic is fine if you don't leave it in your car and have that heat to be there over extended period of time. Heat. Then if the heat is there, you leave it in the car, the vinyl chloride, which is a residue of making the plastic, will sip into the water. This is the thing. And also, if you freeze the bottle, reduce the temperature and freeze that bottle, vinyl chloride comes out again. As long as you don't freeze it or leave it in your car where it's hot over a period of time, you won't have any problem with the plastic, food grade plastic. And the water in the plastic is good for 2 years. We've tested it for 2 years. It's good. So to say, well, don't drink water in the plastic. Well, it's coming in the plastic. You can pour it in the glass if you want when you get it, which is good. Yeah. That's fine. But just be aware. Don't put it in the microwave.
Yes.
Plastic, styrofoam. Don't do it. Don't put your food in the microwave in plastic styrofoam because the vinyl chloride is going to sip into the food. And the microwave is one worst way of cooking. Don't cook with the microwave just for heating. Just heat it, but people try to cook with it. You won't be releasing the nutrients. It's not the right heat.
Okay.
So beware of these things. And it's okay to have bottled water, but I mean, transfer it to a glass is much better, of course. But the plastic is good as long as you don't leave it in your car. When you leave the car, take it with you. Because the heat was caused to the residue, the vinyl chloride, which is a tumor agent, by the way. And that's the reason.
Yeah.
See, they just tell you something, but they don't give you any whys or any reason why not.
Yeah.
But sometimes we tell you the whole story and nothing but the truth. Then you can make an informed decision. That's what it's about. Thank you for those questions. Ms. Yvette, you have
Great questions.
a summary, a final thought for today's program about food and how bad cooking can make people sick before we leave?
Okay. You
Yes.
asked me if I have a final thought?
Yes, you have a final thought, and we're gonna get ready to close out.
Yes, so I do recommend if you want to learn how to cook so you won't be a bad cook. You know, I think I heard someone say that they're a chef, okay? And that, you know, it would be nice to learn how to be a healthy chef, right? Now you're feeding people healthy, okay? So yes, it's very important to cook your food, to, you know, drink good water so we can keep ourselves well nourished and well hydrated.
Brothers and sisters, it has been a pleasure being here with you today. We'd like to share our contact information. We're going to be scrolling on the screen. If you have your the Zoom app and you have your app and you're able to see what we shared on our screen, it'd be good. But we'd like to say, please visit the American School of Symptometry, not-for-profit. That website has many different articles that are listed and posted there. It is posted there. We have so much information available for the public, brothers and sisters. It's just incredible and absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. There's articles there, some of the articles, the scariest downside of medicine. Read the article. Go there and read it. Bad cooking make people sick. Read the article in detail. We shared information from that article today. Why people stutter. You have family members and friends and associates that stutter. Sometimes you can reverse it. They don't have to stutter, stammer, and all these things. There's a scientific, physics reason why they stutter. And we can help them to reverse that. The consequences of copper poison. People poison themselves with copper. They're trying to do good, Mrs. Vet. They know they need copper, but they don't know how to get copper in the cells, copper in the joint, copper in the muscle, copper in the fiber. Copper must be everywhere in our body. Otherwise, it's going to become stiff in that area.
Yes.
These are the facts, brothers and sisters. We're not making this up. I wish I could make it up. Then I won't have to be in class. But now, these are scientific facts. And we have to learn them. So elevated PSA, and just putting that to rest. It doesn't mean the man have cancer.
No, it doesn't.
He did not remove the particle waste, the concretion, the gout deposit, the cholesterol deposit. And then he ate onions and garlic and all these different things that told him not to eat.
Don't let them scare you.
Right. Don't let them scare you to do all these therapeutics. No. And when you don't even have the cancer, but they would say that you do. You don't even have tumor, but they would say you do. You have concretion. And it looked like a tumor. Some of them can be so big because you haven't removed them. You didn't use the upkeep and the maintenance that we recommend. If you want to live healthy on this planet, brothers and sisters, we have to always be removing blood impurity from our blood, from our cells. That takes particulates to do that. Subatomic particle, particulate. If you don't use particulate, there's nothing on the planet that can remove them. Nothing. And we have maintenance and upkeep we have to do every day. You can be healthy one moment, and another moment, you can be knocked off your feet because of what you've been exposed to, what was in the air, the water, the food. And you'll be sick. So go to the website, amsos.org. And there's another website you can also go to, is symptometry.com. And symptometry is spelled SYMPTOMETRY and .com. You see the word symptom and ETRY, symptometry, the most natural and scientific means to address the needs of human cells. That's our focus, the cell, not the doctor and not drugs. The cell, that's what God created us out of, cell. That's who built our body in the first place. Surely they know how to keep us in good repair and health. That's what they do. But we ignore them. That's what we end up happening. Brothers and sisters, we have a program tomorrow called the Science of Your Health and Your Wealth Learning Lab. You can join us. The host is our brother Rashid Abdul Salam from St. Louis. We host this show together. I'm one of his regular guests. So we share a lot of information about optimal health and how you have to have your health in order to have wealth, and your health is your wealth, how that connection is made. If you don't make excellent choices, you can invest your money and then somebody will take it from you. So you don't make excellent
Yes.
choices and decisions.
Don't want that.
So you have to know what to do with the money once you get it. So it's very important to have your brain intact and make excellent choices. So that's the connection, brother and sister. And in order to join us, you can send me a text or send me an email at shaheed, the number 2, at gmail.com, And you should be able to see our email and our number. Our number, if you send us a text, 678-572-7269. We're scrolling on the screen as we're speaking. You should be able to see it. Also, you can join us tomorrow from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. by phone by dialing into, let me see what that number is, by dialing into 646-931-3860. And the meeting ID is 895-0850-9060 pound. And the passcode is 958125 pound to listen and participate. That is tomorrow. Every Saturday and Sunday morning from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. we have this program called Morning Tylene, the Learning Circle. You can join us by dialing into free conference call at 267-876-3648. And the passcode being 2892322 pound. Of course, we talk about health, and we have other people talking about the religion of Al-Islam and other religion and current event. Please join us so we can share information and go around that learning table, that learning circle. Thank you so very much. So we're going to continue to stroll our information. Our certified centometry health coach, Ms. Rita Taylor, you see her information there. Her website is there. She specializes in pregnancy management. And you see her website and her phone number and her email address as well. And we have our guest, other guest, Ms. Yvette Dean. She specializes in scientific recipe. She has several books out. Go to her website, you'll see them. You can order them and keep on living scientifically, cooking your food scientifically, and selecting your food scientifically. This is what it takes, brothers and sisters, to be healthy and get our health back so we'll be back in control of our own body. At this point, brothers and sisters, we're going to have to make our exit, prepare for the next program that come on here right after us on AM 360, which is Mali Ali Kule High. We're going to see if the Imam is present, Imam Abdul Aziz from Masjid Adam, and their motto is, we are together under any and all circumstances. We certainly appreciate your time and attention here with us today on Optimal Health with your host, Instructor Abdul Shaheed. We greet everyone with the greeting of peace. Assalamu alaikum, peace be unto you. Thank you so very much for sharing your time and attention with us today.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Yvette. Certainly appreciate it.
Thank you.